What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Man United Talks preview show. Yes, we're back. I'm sorry, that was awkward. So, last time out wasn't great. We played against Spurs at Wembley and we lost 2-0 due to just a lack of concentration and terrible own goal. I mean, Phil Jones couldn't do that again if he tried, but what he did, I'm going to put behind him. I don't think Ashley Young helped him in that game. But before I get into it, thank you for watching. Drop a like and subscribe. Why am I doing an outro? If you enjoy this, drop a like and subscribe. But let's talk about it, okay? First of all, the problem with so many problems was the reason and the way we lost to Spurs. So, let me break it down. First things first, the biggest problem in my opinion was we weren't structured in defense. That is what you want in order to be great, and in order to get better and go forward. You need your foundation to be as stable as possible, and we lack stability horribly in that game. Yes, we all know Chris Smalling is not good at playing out the back. It's just the way he plays is weird. He's a good defender, great defender, but with the ball at his feet, it's just like you just get lost in watching him sometimes. He's like a little baby Bambi sometimes, the way he plays. But truth be told, we didn't have many problems on the right side of defense, although Chris Smalling kind of was at fault for the way we conceded our first goal. Secondly, the left side of defense was horrific. Phil Jones didn't have a bad game apart from his own goal. I'm not going to lie to him. But the support that he had from Ashley Young was non-existent. Ashley Young was always pressing up, or he was tucked in too far. He doesn't have that middle ground. And Jose Mourinho said it himself that he picks Ashley Young for attacking reasons. He wanted an attacking fullback against Burnley when we played them, and that's why he picked Ashley Young. That was his reason for it. He could have been saying a whole load of crap, but that was his reason for it. So if we're going to stick to Jose Mourinho's reason, why would you not play... If you say Ashley Young is the best attacking or the better attacking fullback, then I would assume Luke Shaw is the better defending fullback in his eyes. So why would you not pick the better defending fullback in a game against the best striker in the league? Not just for Harry Kane's purposes, but Tottenham are a top... What are they? Are they 5th or 4th? They are a top table team. They're a top level team. They should be making top 4. So why would you not pick the better defender against this team at their home? Mind you, it is Wembley. Regardless, it's an away game, so you should pick your best defensive player. But that was one of the second problem I have with the game. And the biggest problem, apart from the fact that we lack stability, which is mainly down to the fact that Bailly is not playing, that's a big thing. But the biggest problem that can be addressed, because Bailly is injured, we can't do anything about it. The problem that can be addressed is the midfield. We constantly play this midfield too for no reason. Honestly, I mean, like I said in my review of the Spurs game, apart from the first 10 minutes of that game, where was Jesse Lingard in that game? For the rest of the half, he was irrelevant. Same with Pogba. Pogba did not appear to be even involved in this game, simply because, apart from the first 10 minutes, listen to me. Excuse me. Pogba did not appear to be involved in this game because he was getting outclassed in midfield, he was getting outworked. You had the likes of, he was going up against Dembele, was it Dyer? But, I mean, he just won't get the space and the freedom and be released to do what he wants in a midfield too. It's just too much responsibility. Not that he can't handle it, but you're not going to get the best out of Pogba, which is why we're seeing what we're seeing. I'm not saying that Pogba is not capable or shouldn't have to do this, because obviously you should be, if you're being called a world-class player, you should be able to do a multitude of things. But I think people forget, while we have Sanchez, right? I think the signing of Sanchez has kind of thrown off the team, kind of thrown off Mourinho a bit, maybe. That's just an opinion of mine. we cannot forget Paul Pogba. Everything good through this team should run through Paul Pogba, or majority of it should run through Paul Pogba. And I think Mourinho is kind of forgetting that. I think Mourinho is the most stubborn man I have ever seen manage a team. But while he made not so great decisions, the team let him down. While we didn't get the best out of Pogba due to the tactical choices of our manager, I think Pogba could have been better. I think Matic it's just a simple fact of playing two in midfield. You put in too much pressure on Matic. Pogba's not getting released. It's just like, I don't know what is not being seen here. I don't know if someone else is. It just confuses me. Mourinho brought the 4-3-3 to the Premier League. You would think that he would do it. He brought the 4-3-3 to the Premier League. He had Makelele and Lampard, and I don't understand what he's not seeing. Anyway, after this mini rant, I'm sorry, it just frustrates me. I spent 6 minutes on the review. We're here to talk about the game versus Huddersfield. So, let's talk about Huddersfield. Oh, before I move on, Fellaini was injured. For those of you who thought it was just, Fellaini best pack up shop and get sold because it's over. No, Fellaini did get injured and he might be out for 2 months. That's earliest speculation. ESPN reported that. How right they are, who knows? Huddersfield. Ladies and gentlemen, Huddersfield. We lost to Huddersfield, and truth be told, they're probably the start of our shortcomings, to be honest. I wasn't mad at the result we had at Anfield early in the season, and then the Stoke game where we drew 2-2, that was just a tough one. I think that was early in the season, and you kind of just let that one go. But truth be told, when we lost to Huddersfield and Pogba was injured, that was after the Champions League game. Pogba was injured, and we played Matic and Herrera in midfield. It was shocking. We got overran. We played 3 at the back. Jones got injured, so Lindelof came on, and that was his debut. Terrible debut. It was just, that was the start of kind of pushing us off the boil, if you like. And it wasn't a great performance. They pressed very well against us. We got exposed, and there was just a multitude of things going into why we lost that game. But regardless, we shouldn't lose to Huddersfield. I don't care if Pogba's injured. I don't care if Lukaku's injured. It's not good enough. But yeah, let's talk about Huddersfield now. Huddersfield lost their last 4 games, and they just most recently, lost to Liverpool 3-0. I think it was at the Amex. No, Amex is Brighton Stadium. I don't know what Huddersfield Stadium is called, but they lost 3-0 at home, I believe. Was it home? It could have been at Anfield, I don't know. Regardless, they've lost the last 4 in a row, and they're looking quite fragile at the moment, and they're probably going to look to come back in this game big time and go for a result, or maybe just shut it down and get 1 point at Old Trafford, because that's a good result for Huddersfield. But really, they're a good pressing team, and they have solid players. Aaron Moy, who was a City player who was loaned out to the Australian League, and he was with Huddersfield last season on loan from City, and then they bought him permanently this year. He is probably the biggest influence in that team. He does a bit of the same things that Pogba does, more or less, except he's just not as skillful. But you're not often going to find someone who's as skillful as Paul Pogba. Yeah, I don't get Huddersfield. I'm not gonna lie. In terms of they press so well. They press so well. It's just a matter of probably just lack of quality. It's just a serious lack of quality, and that's what happens. You just got promoted from the Championship, so I don't expect you to be as good as us. But truth be told, we should just go there and handle business. Go there. they should come here and we should take care of them. Yes, that's the one. Um, David Wagner, who is, I think he was born in Germany, but he lived in America, or he was born in America and lived in Germany. One of the two. But he's very good friends with Jurgen Klopp. They don't really share the same managing style. Well, you could say they do in a sense, because they do press very well, and so do Liverpool. So who knows? Yeah, but let's talk about the lineup and how I feel we should go into this game, because we're gonna need a huge turnaround from what we saw on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we need a huge turnaround, because from what I saw, I mean, some fans are overreacting big time. I mean, the same fans who were just taking craps on us today are the same fans who said the league was going in December. Like, what are you here to support for? What are you here to support for? We're in second. If City were not doing absolute stupidity, we would generally, in a general Premier League season, we would win the league, you know? And it's no excuse, because there are things that we should be doing better, but you guys have got to stop overreacting. I mean, I don't know, like, what did you see in Ferguson's time that made you think that, or in football in general, that makes you think that, like, I don't know what people, I mean, maybe these people are always around, but it's probably just social media that's giving them a voice to just be absolute cabbages, man. Anyway, let's get into the lineup and let's talk about it. In that, who else other than DDG, big man Dave? Back four of Valencia, Jones, Rojo, and Shaw. Matic sits behind Herrera and Pogba in the three, which I'm hoping and praying for. And then a front three of Sanchez, Lukaku, and Mata. Now, I know this will confuse you, and honestly, I don't apologize for making the decisions. Rojo is probably the first thing, well, it's the first thing you saw that was kind of confusing. None of our right-footed center backs are good on their left foot. Exhibit A is shown by Phil Jones, who did not trust his left foot to clear the ball and put it in with his right foot, which is something Harry Kane only dreams of doing on a daily basis. Yeah, but Rojo, I just think simply because we need a naturally left-footed center half. I mean, and Daley Blind would be a great option, but I don't think Mourinho trusts Daley Blind. And as far as I know, or as speculation goes, Daley Blind could be off the end of the season. Sorry. Luke Shaw, simply because I have an agenda against Ashley Young. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't want him to play. I'm sick and tired of it. Defending is trash. He's not as fast. Luke Shaw's faster than him. The only thing he has on Luke Shaw is, I wouldn't even say his delivery is better. It's just the type of ball I think appeals more to Lukaku than what Luke Shaw crosses in. But we can get over that. We can do better. Midfield three. If we're playing a midfield three, I think this speaks for itself. Although there are rumors that Matic could have a knock, so who knows? I'm unsure of that. And then a front three of Sanchez, Lukaku, and Mata. I think Mata simply needs to be in the team for this moment because he helps to control the game. I think you could argue Lingard in this team, but Lingard is not a winger. So, I mean, and if he does play on the wing, I would prefer he played on the left side. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, but I just think, like, this is a team that simply speaks for itself. Something that really frustrated me is the fact that I saw City sign, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name, but Laporte from Atletico Bilbao, who has been a decent center half for quite a few years, which is unusual because he's so young. I think he's about 24, 25. And he's been around for quite some time, and he's good. French full center half, left-footed. He's 6'2", 6'3", I believe. He would fit perfectly into this team. I'm confused. You know, I mean, if we're gonna play a center half on the left side, it should be Lindelof. And the only way he's gonna get better is by playtime. But I'm not gonna argue or take down Mourinho's philosophy. I don't know what he has planned for Lindelof, but Lindelof's only 22, 23, so he's going to be around for quite a long time. Excuse me. I don't know what's left. I mean, the 4-3-3 is the obvious option. I don't know what else to suggest, or it's just so obvious. I mean, we've only played the 4-3-3 about 3 times this season. So I don't know how you're gonna expect to see the best out of it. The only way to get the best out of something is to do it consistently. Louis van Gaal played the 4-3-3 consistently. While we didn't have the best results, that was simply, in my opinion, down to personnel. We were playing Fellaini in a midfield 3, which would be great for Huddersfield or Everton or West Brom or someone, just not us. And if we played Herrera, Fellaini, and Carrick in a midfield. And it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. And you're gonna tell me you're scared to play Pogba in a 3 with Matic and Herrera? I don't get that. I don't understand. It baffles me. It confuses me. It upsets me. No, I'm done with this preview. I'm trying to see if there's anything left for me to say. Yeah, man. I think Lukaku has been unfairly criticized a bit because I just think he is a striker that can create for himself. We've seen it this season. He will do a step over or some move. He's quick off the mark, and he'll catch people out. Will create chances for himself. He'll try his best to do so. Personally, I don't think that's the instruction for Mourinho, and I think the service going into him is lacking. And like I said in the preview, or was it the review? The review. Ashley Young going down the left flank. He has to cut back, and then he puts the ball in, and by that time Lukaku's offside. And if he's not putting the ball into Lukaku, he clips it over, and by that time Lingard is offside, or Marcus Rashford, or Martial. It's killing my vibe, man. Why is this guy still playing first team football against Tottenham? Just get it over, done with. I don't want it anymore. I said in the review, if Ashley Young is to continue playing, play him as a winger. I genuinely I would prefer that. I would prefer it all day long. Please, sweet baby Jesus, I don't want to see this guy in our lineup no more. Darmian is so much better. If you want a left back, Matteo Darmian over Ashley Young any day of the week. Matteo Darmian is one of the best defensive players in this team, without question. But you're not playing him enough to see that. The only way for a player to get used to playing and be consistent is if you continuously play him. When Matteo Darmian played week in, week out at right back, he was good. Not outstanding, but he was good enough. I don't know what else to say, guys. It's simple things like the midfield 3, which we've been crying out since the beginning of the season. That's what we thought we were going to play. Didn't see it. Okay, fair enough. We were winning 4-0, so why would I complain? The system is working. Okay. Obviously, something needs to change. The only personnel I think this team needs to bring in is a right winger and a centre half. Or not even a centre half, because when Baye's fit, we'll be good to go. So, a right back to give. You don't even need a right back, because Timbo is going to come back. And then that's your defensive cover. I don't know, man. My biggest problem is the 4-3 and Ashley Young. Those two things, you sort those out, you sort out the team, in my opinion. For what we have at the team now, that's the biggest problem. Get it done. Simple as. Anyway. Bloody hell, going up on 20 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, man. I'm stressed out. Hope for the result tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please drop a like and subscribe. Deuces, baby.